Hello everyone, my name is Grace and I'm here again with another video. Today I'm going to be looking at the app ShowMe. You're probably wondering, Grace, you're on Zoom right now. And I'm doing this because I use ShowMe a lot with Zoom and I use it in context of presenting during an online class. And so that's kind of how I'm going through with it. So I'll also be showing you how to access or present something on the iPad if you don't know how to do that already. And so ShowMe is an app, it's free, and you create an account for it. You do have to create an account. It's free. There's a free version of the account as opposed to paid versions that lets you create interactive presentations, or it's an interactive whiteboard, but it's on an iPad and it's an app, or on your phone as opposed to an actual whiteboard. It will also let you record these presentations, and it lets you post them to Google Classroom, and it has a lot of other cool features. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. There are a lot of other great apps that have this interactive whiteboard part to it, and I encourage you to check those out. If you know of any, comment below. This one I found I like the best because it lets you add in more pictures, and it also lets you add in like an entire slide presentation. So if I want to do more than one slide, or I just want to have the entire presentation for me to annotate on or show students, then it's a little bit easier here than if you use some other ones, which usually are only the picture. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And like I said, we're doing this as if you're in a Zoom meeting. So when you're the host, or if the host allows you to share your screen, that's where you're going to get started. So on the bottom of a Zoom meeting, you always have like your toolbar, the one that says mute, stop video, etc., etc. At the middle of that is the share screen button. When you click on that, it'll give you a couple of different options, such as the desktop, the whiteboard. Usually the third and fourth option are the iPhone and iPad. The third one's with AirPlay. The next one is with the cable. So it can be plugged in if you would like. I'm going to use AirPlay because I don't have a cable. It will prompt you, if you've not done this before, to go ahead and it'll prompt you to download something, or it might say that from the iPad it has to download something. So you want to make sure you've tested this beforehand with maybe like your own video or video with a friend before you go with students. And so I don't know if you can see this, but it will say then for you to connect your Wi-Fi, or connect the same iPad or iPhone to make sure it's on the same Wi-Fi. And then it's also going to ask you to do screen mirroring. And so in order to do that, you just swipe up, and I'll show you how to do this. Click on AirPlay mirroring, and then it'll give you the option, and one of the options for AirPlay will be Zoom. So yeah, so you can see this is just the basic functions bar. You just swipe up. I put my finger on the very bottom of the screen, swiped up, and then this right here is your AirPlay. So from here, I'm going to go to the ShowMe app, which is the one in the left corner. You can download this in the App Store, or else it wouldn't be able to make its way onto the iPad. So from here, it's loading. It takes you first to the screen, which is your ShowMes. Now, throughout this, ShowMe is the name of the app. It's also the name of the presentations you make. So that's what I mean when I say this is my ShowMes, or this person's ShowMes. So the first page is all of your content. Now, as a free account, if you have that, you can have up to 5 posted videos at a time in one draft, or you can upgrade, or you can just download after you make 5. So there are a couple of other restrictions. I'll get to that right here. So if you want to go premium, you can pay this much a month, and you get all these different features. So if you want to pause the video and look at that, you can do that. But I'm going to go ahead and back to here. Now with your account, you can add in different, say where you work, so give yourself a little bio. But for right now, let's start with the content. So in order to just kind of create a brand new presentation, then you can click on Create New ShowMe. Once you're in here, it has a lot of cool features. Like I said, it works like a whiteboard. So you have different colors. In order to do different colors, you just click on the color you want. When you click on that, it also gives you the size of the marker. So you want to be like really big versus really small. You can do that as well. If you want to erase it, then go back over to the left side where you see the eraser is between the A and the picture, and it lets you erase things. So you can erase that. If you want to clear a drawing, then just click on the icons at the very left. The rightmost one has kind of like, looks like a little squiggle and eraser. That'll let you clear the drawings. You can either clear the drawings, or if you had any pictures, it will also clear those off as well. So make sure you're careful with that. You can even add other colors and other color schemes. I don't need that. So, but if that's something you're interested in, you want kind of a more artistic one, then you can do that as well. On the top right, there's 2 arrows and then there's a 1. That's because you can have different panels and different drawings. And so if I wanted one, I had like a smiley face right here, but then maybe someone has a question or I need another blank space, but I don't want to get rid of that first one, then I can just create something new. And then you can keep on doing that for as long as you need. There might be a limit. I haven't tried to push it yet, but I've found that I haven't had any issues as far as having enough space. So another really cool feature about this, and I said a couple of other ones too. You can't hit the undo button. That's the back button if you need to. But a couple of cool features is you can add an image. Now, you can choose a photo, and this would bring up any photos that you have on the device as well. And so if you had taken a picture of an article maybe earlier, or a piece of paper you want to draw on or annotate with them, you can do that. You can take a photo right then. That'll bring up the camera. You can search for images on the web. And so that one, you want to make sure you're being careful with. Or you can choose a background. And so the backgrounds are their own preset kind of backgrounds. So first you have all of their colors. So you can make a white, gray. It has line paper, has different lines. And when you select on a background, you'll notice one, it goes under all my drawings, but it also doesn't go to your other slides, which is nice. So you're not committed to one slide the entire time. It also has graph paper. It has, the x-axis and y-axis. It has music lines. It has kind of like the bullets. It has a bunch of different options that are pretty common in terms of like paper or what you might need when you're working with students. The other option, aside from backgrounds, is you can choose something from your Dropbox if you have any images or files there, or Google Drive. So with Google Drive, it'll ask you to sign in, and then from here, you can click on anything and it will show you your file. And so if it's a PDF or if it's a like document or Drive, it'll show you each page. Here it's showing me each slide because I chose a slide presentation. You can choose one slide or one page from that, and it'll insert it as a picture. And so here you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. If you had more than one picture on here, then you could add, like you can send it to the back. And you'll notice that when I went, it just brought back the exact same thing I had been working on before. And so rotate it, crop it, do whatever you'd like with it. And so go ahead, I'm gonna clear all that stuff off though. And you'll notice that when I cleared all, it was only for that one slide. And so that way you don't have to worry about your previous work being brought back. And so if you would like to record, you can also do that. That's that red button up there. When you record it though, here, I'll show you. It'll start recording your voice and it's recording what you're doing. And so if I go back and forth between different slides, it's recording that as well. You can pause it and it just pauses your recording, but then you can just pick up right back where you left off. And you just have to hit the unpause button. You can tell it's moving or it's recording because that's the timer at the bottom. Now, once you're done with the presentation, you just hit done. And so if I want to do that, I could. Before I get to, I'm going to real quick go over some more features I didn't get to though. The undo button is this, the arrow. The text you can add on, you just put your finger anywhere and then you can add in text, whichever you would like. You can make it bigger, smaller, customize the color. The Bluetooth little symbol, which is right next to the done, is if you have a Apple Pencil or a special stylus. I don't have either of those things, so it's not relevant to me, but if you do, then that could be something you could experiment with. Once you're done, you're gonna just hit done. We'll let you discard it if you don't want it. You can save it as a draft. So for instance, if you have too many and you go delete one real quick, you could save it there, or you can say save and upload. Once you decide to upload, it will, start recording what you're doing. But you'll also know that in this recording, because it's not one that because it has the voice part of it, it's showing the presentation is what you're looking at when you're recording it. So it doesn't have the entire presentation on there. So keep that in mind. If you want people to be able to look back and forth from just the slides and you don't have any voice of it, then they'll have the freedom to kind of go through and look at it that way. But if you have the voice on or you're recording it, then it's only going to be what you're looking at as long as it's recording. Alrighty, so I'm going to save this, then you name it, call this example 3 because I've tried this a few times by now. I'm actually running out of videos. Add a description, you choose your topics like math, music, and then if you're part of a group, because you're a paid member, then you can do something, but I'm not a paid member, so I don't know. Then just done adding topics. So I have all my videos right here that I've done in the past. If there's one, here, this one doesn't have any. Because I didn't record any voice with this, the students can just click through and look. And they don't have to, it's up to them which slide they want to see. But again, if it's recording, it's only going to show you what you had when you're recording. Now, I'm going to delete one real quick because I need to delete this one. I'm going to delete one because I'm going to show you what it's like. You just hit remove. I want to show you what it's like if you're just wanting to do like an entire presentation for Google Slides. So I'm at the top. I'm clicking not on create, but I'm clicking on those 3 dots, and it gives you the same options of if you want to do it from a blank ShowMe. That's what automatically comes when we went the first way. Or you can do it from a Dropbox file or Google Drive. I use Google Drive a lot more than Dropbox, so I'm going to use that for the example. And from here, again, as long as you're signed, it might ask you to sign in, but you can click on something you'd like to do. So let's say I was doing a slides presentation. Well, now it's come up and it's created all of the, it's created a slide for, or a ShowMe panel for each slide. So they're already on there. I don't have to go in and add the different parts of it. And I can still go in and I can draw and I can add text if I want, and I can still do all of those things, but now it's just the slides already there. So that's another really helpful feature I found, and that's one I've used a lot. And once you're done with it, I'm just gonna discard that one. Once you're done with it, then you can also share it. So you can either choose to share it when you make it, or if I have one made and I want to share it, then I can click on the settings, which is that you see with the ShowMe, they're in that box, and on the right it has, on the top right corner, it has the little gear. So you click on that, you can either duplicate it, decide if you want it to be community, which is basically anyone can see it, or you can go ahead and you can share it to Google Classroom, or you can email it to somebody, or just copy the link, which is also really helpful, or you can download it. So it has all of those features. Google Classroom is one of those paid for ones, but I found that you can just download it, or you copy the link, and that's usually, you can just email it to yourself from there. So that's how you make the ShowMe. That's the create side of it, but there's also some other aspects of it that are pretty cool. There's groups, which is a paid for feature, but you can join different groups if your school had it. Then there's explore, and this allows you to kind of look at some that are already done. And so if you were looking, for instance, we've been doing compare and contrast, then you could spell it right first and then look it up. And then there's a couple of other videos that already might have been made, or there might be some courses. And so this one's a course, but and it's from what other content writers have done, or you can go back and search through different ones. You can find people, and if you find someone really interesting, you can follow them. Let's say I wanted to learn how to draw an eye, and I just really think this is a very cool video. I can go to that user's page, and they can, I can see any other videos they have, and you can follow them if you would like. That's at the top left. And then sometimes it might crash because, you know, technology is what it is. But that's pretty much the ShowMe app. So if you have any questions, go ahead and comment below. I encourage you to check it out on your own. It does have courses if you're looking for courses, which are basically the same thing. It's just individual video. Instead of individual videos, it has the entire thing. You can create courses, but you have to have a paid membership for that. So I hope you like this presentation. Let me know what you think. If this is something you're using, or if you have another application you want me to look at, or one that you think is really cool, go ahead and comment below.